Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I want to talk about Al Kidhr in Quran. Yesterday, no, well, not yesterday. In my last video, I mentioned about Al Kidhr from Surah Al Kahf, verse 65 to 82, and I said this is actually I want to talk about this. Now, I want to show you about Surah Al Kahf. First, let us read Surah Al Kahf. This is about Moses met someone. The name of Al-Kidhr actually is not mentioned anywhere in Quran. I am not sure where Muslims got the name from because Quran not mentioning something anything. Very strange. This guy sort of a teacher to Moses, because Moses in verse 66 of Surah Al-Kahf asked him to teach him the knowledge which was taught by Allah to him. In the beginning, well, he said, "You will not have no patience with me." So Akida didn't want to teach him. But then Moses said, "I will have patience with you. I will not ask questions." You see? The other said, he said, that if you follow me, ask me not about anything till I myself mention it to you. And the story taking um, the story is about how Moses and Al-Kidhr supposedly walking together, found a boat with people, and then Al-Kidhr make a hole in the boat. And Moses complained about it, and you will kill these people. And then Moses said, okay, I forgot. I'm not going to ask question. Sorry. So they continued. They met a young boy. Al-Kidhr killed the boy. Moses was so shocked. The boy was innocent. How could you kill him? And then Moses said, okay. If I ask you anything one more time, we can part ways. I will. And then now they go to a town. They ask for food, but the town refused to give them food. And then there's a wall. They found a wall in the town falling down, about to collapse. And he, Al-Kidhr, set it up straight. So this thing confuses Moses. He got confused by this. And Al-Kidhr said, okay, we are parting ways because you asked again, but I will explain to you. So Al-Kidhr said, the boat belonged to poor people working in the sea. So he make a hole so the boat cannot function properly because there's a king gonna take over the boat, seize every boat by force. And then for the youth, for the boy, his parents were believers. But then he will become kuffar. So now he killed him, so the parents will have another boy better than him. As you can see from Surah Al-Kahf, verse 81, the Lord would give them in exchange a son better and closer in affection. And the last verse, in 82, is explanation of about the wall and the town. The wall belonged to youths, orphans. Beneath the wall, a treasure buried. They will entitled to it, because the father is righteous man. So he fixed the wall, so the wall will not collapse until the boy reach adulthood and can get the treasure underneath the wall. That's the interpretation. When you read something bizarre like this, sometimes you think, this is just Quran. But don't get me wrong. Don't be mistaken. Quran is a book full of plagiarism. They plagiarize left and right from the pagans, from the Jews, from the Christians, from everywhere. Not only pagans in Mecca or Medina, but also pagans as far as Persia, Zoroastrian. And in this case, they plagiarized this from Talmud. Talmud was last written. The Talmud is a long process. So Talmud is not just a small piece. Talmud was written over a period of hundreds of years. The last bit of Talmud was written in the 5th century. So around year 400. So roughly around 200 years before the death of Muhammad. So there's a chance, of course. Well, it's not that there's a chance. Muhammad heard the story, but Muhammad could not remember who is who, what is what. So he got everything mixed up as usual. I will not show you Talmud, but I will show you from a Jewish website. This is the story about Rabbi Joshua ben Levi. This is Chabad.org, Jewish website. The story is about Elijah, Prophet Elijah, and a rabbi. His name is Joshua ben Levi. Rabbi Joshua ben Levi, he lived on the 3rd century, early 3rd century, so around year 200s. Let us read together the story. One day, when before that, Elijah did not die, so Jewish people believe Elijah is still around on earth and helping the poor. So every day he's around, but nobody can see him normally, except this time. Let us read. One day, when Elijah was on his errands of mercy, he was met by Rabbi Joshua, although usually unseen by anyone unless the prophet wants to be seen and recognized. Rabbi Joshua saw and recognized Elijah and greeted him respectfully. Then he begged the prophet to take him along on his journey. Where I go, Elijah replied, there must be no human companion. Humans do not see everything, and what they see, they do not always understand. Pray, be not curious. Let me go. Elijah's words only strengthened Rabbi Joshua's desire to accompany the prophet and benefit from his companionship. The sage continued to plead, I promise that I shall not weary you with questions, and I shall in no way interfere with your mission. Take me with you, master. And Elijah replied, remember, as soon as you begin asking me questions to explain that which you will not understand, our ways must part. Toward evening, the very old travelers came to an old shaky hut of a poor couple. Both the man and wife were sitting outside their home. When they saw the two travelers, they rose, and in the true fashion of the children of Abraham, they welcomed the strangers to their humble home. What little food they had in the house, they gladly shared with the guests and offered them their beds for rest. They themselves made their beds on the straw in the cowshed that housed their cow. The cow was their only valuable possession, for its milk was their whole source of income. In the morning, the prophet and such took leave from the kindly couple. As soon as they were out of sight, the prophet Elijah prayed that the cow of the poor couple should fall dead. Rabbi Joshua was terribly shocked and upset. Why should you repay for the kindness and hospitality of these people with such ingratitude? He wanted to exclaim, but he remembered the prophet's warning and kept his silence. All day long they wandered together, and the prophet taught the sons many things, many teachings without a word of explanation about his way with the poor couple. Towards evening they came to a fine mansion and asked permission to spend the night there. The rich man who lived there did not receive them with friendly face. Grudgingly, he permitted them to stay the night in his house, but offered them no food or a kind word. In the morning, as they were about to leave, they noticed a crack in the wall. Elijah did not say a word, but no sooner were they gone when the prophet prayed that the cracked, dangerous wall be restored to solid strength. Again, Rabbi Joshua was amazed. Why should the rich miser be spared the trouble and expense of repairing his wall? But remembering the prophet's warning, he held his peace. After a long and tiring day's journey, the two reached a city that had a beautiful house of prayer. The walls were made of marble and benches of carved wood. The scrolls were richly adorned, and the art was a masterpiece of art. Here, certainly, we shall be made welcome and treated with respect, thought Rabbi Joshua. But he was wrong. After the evening prayers, no one seemed to take interest in the strangers, and none of the wealthy members offered them a bed and food. The prophet and the sons had to spend the night on the precious but hard wooden benches. When they left in the morning, the prophet wished the members of the community that they should all become aldermen of the city, leaders of the city. Rabbi Joshua was sorely tried to keep his silence, what with his empty stomach and aching bones. The prophet's blessing to the unkind people puzzled him greatly, but he sealed his lips and buried his question deep in his heart. The companions reached another city. The house of prayer was not as beautiful as the one they visited before, but the people made up for it in kindness and hospitality. They enjoyed a rest in the best house of the town and were honored like princes. When it was time to go, the prophet turned to the good people and said, May God grant that only one of you be a leader. This was the last straw. The sage was no longer able to control himself. Forgetting the prophet's warning, he exclaimed, Revered Master, far be it from me to tell you what to do. Yet it seems to me you add insult to injury, that you reward good with evil and evil with good. Please explain to me your strange ways. I warn you that humans judge by sight of their eyes, but there is more than in life than meets the eye. According to our agreement, you will have to leave me now, but let me explain to you at least what you have witnessed, and your heart will be able to live in peace. You see, the old poor couple who received us nicely on the first night of our journey certainly deserve our gratitude. I saw to my great sorrow that the very day the woman was destined to die. We gave them an opportunity to do act of charity, and I pray to God that she should live and that the cow take her place. Although they lost their most precious possession, they will be able to stay together for a few years more. He who gives life will also provide for their support. I see now, exclaimed Rabbi Joshua. But what about that rich miser and his cracked wall? There was a huge treasure buried beneath the wall. Had it collapsed, the miser would have found it. That's why. I could not have known that, of course, said Rabbi Joshua. Now, why did you bless the man of beautiful synagogue who did not open their homes to us? There was no blessing, my friend, replied Elijah. A community where everybody is a leader is not happy, is not a happy place to live in. This is also the explanation of my wish to the kind and hospitable citizens of the last place we visited. Let them have one respected and able leader who is dedicated to the good of all. There will be peace, harmony, and cooperation in that blessed community, and it will prosper. You have opened my eyes, dear master, exclaimed Rabbi Joshua. Go and teach our brethren the ways of God. Let them not be disheartened when they see the wicked prosper or the righteous suffer. For while man judges by the sight of his eyes, God looks into heart, and he rules the world with justice and mercy. Shalom, peace be with you. The next moment, Elijah was gone. Now, of course, the reason I read the whole thing because I want us to learn from this. Let them not be disheartened when they see the wicked prosper or the righteous suffer. For while man judges by the sight of his eyes, God looks into the heart, and he rules the world with justice and mercy. Now we go back to our topic, the wall with treasure underneath. Sounds similar, right? To Surah Al-Kahf from this story. Sounds very similar. Not okay, the boat is not there. Sure, the boat is not there, but the poor people there in both stories there are poor people. There are in Surah Al-Kahf they're talking about the righteous parents. Right? In here, it's not righteous parents, but it's righteous people who I mean like in poor synagogue. And even the story slightly different, but the meaning underneath is very the same, very much the same. Do not ask questions. If you ask questions, we have to part our ways. So now we see Surah Al-Kahf about Al-Kidhr. Again, the name is not there, but they say this is about someone called Al-Kidhr. The story about Al-Kidhr is definitely stolen from Talmud that was written a couple of hundred years before Muhammad was born. I mean, became a prophet. So even every bit and pieces of the Quran is always stolen from somewhere. Stolen from the Christians, from the Jewish Bible, from the Talmud, say from the pagans, even from Zoroastrian too, from Persia. Not only pagans in Makkah and Medina. It's stolen from everywhere. That's what Islam is. Anyway, that's all from me for tonight. Thank you for watching and listening. For those who believe and follow the Quran, God bless you. And for those who follow the Talmud, God bless you. Have a nice life.